Hey guys, this is Twan, your real world pew pew. I actually got a stabilization thing for my camera or my phone, so I have actually both hands free. As you can see, I just got back from the range. Got my Ear Pro, my Eye Pro, my magazine, which I only have one base plate for the Canik. You can see that I have no holster for it because I actually went down to Prescott yesterday, and I'm having them tighten up the holster for the Canik. I just got back from the gun range and my Canik is still hot because I live literally like a couple miles down from the range. So my Canik is still warm to the touch. Oops, sorry, I hit the stabilizer there. So, but you can see all the rounds there. This is cleared. So yeah. So I went to the range today and I tested out the new recoil spring that's in here, the red recoil spring. So I put in, I would say, let's just say 200 rounds. I'm just guessing. This right here is all the custom rounds I have. Again, this is the match grade ammo. This is from Fort Scott Munitions. This is a Hornady, no. I'm not certain who that one is. These are Hornadys. Yeah, these are all Hornadys. So, but either way, I have several different rounds. So I gotta put these back in the gun. So I'm here to talk about how the Canik did at the range today. It did very well. Now, I do have to admit that it's probably my technique of holding the gun because of the extended mag weld or the extended release. So if I hold it like this, it's going to tend to lock back for some stupid reason. But if I hold it like this, with my thumb a little bit further out, it doesn't lock back. So I did have some lock back issues with the red spring. So the red spring is supposed to be a heavy guide rod spring, and with, I'm going to show you the rounds that comes in this little bag. These are hand loads. It's from a guy that that goes to my shooting range. He's old, so these are lead ball. These are lead, pure lead ball, 9mm. But one of my last videos, I was talking about anemic rounds. These guys are not anemic. These are, I considered a plus P plus. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. So yeah, these rounds here are not anemic by any means. They are considered a plus P plus. So with the factory guide rod spring, it was locking back the slide a lot. Now with the heavy recoil spring, since I put in right around 200 rounds, it's probably a little bit more than that. On the first few shots, it locked back quite a bit. But after the last, I would say the last 100 rounds, it loosened. It finally stopped locking back. So I think it was because of how I was holding the weapon as well. I had to change my, I had to change the way I hold it because my thumb tends to ride this, and regardless if it's down or up, it'll, because your thumb's resting on it, it'll lock back the slide. So I think that was a contributing factor. I might have to remove the skateboard tape here because it was sliding around. But overall, with over the 250 rounds I put in it, you can kind of see the dirt that's here inside. I don't know if you can see it. It's extremely dirty. So you can see my finger here, right? Let's do this. Let's run inside and look how dirty that thing is. It's pretty gnarly in there. So I'll take my middle finger, fuck you guys, put it on the back side. Look at that. I'll take my other finger, run on the front. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. So just load a little over 200 rounds, and this thing's pretty filthy. But I'll clean it up a little bit. So I'm not going to clean it 100%, but I'm going to get majority of the crap out of there, and then that's good. Try it with my left hand. There. So overall, with the new recoil spring, roughly 200 rounds. It was probably a little over. It was probably quite a bit over that. This bag, it's a monster bag. I got. It was like 575 rounds or something like that. I got for 170 bucks. So the guy was dying. He needed it home for his ammunition and some of his firearms. So I was happily able to oblige on finding his ammunition at home. And I'm down to roughly probably 50, 75 rounds left. I'll probably save these because they're really effective. But with the heavy recoil spring, the Canik does really well. Even with, I have not tried any anemic rounds or target rounds yet with this setup, but I'm assuming it would cycle perfectly fine. But with the plus P plus ammunition that I have, it did very well. It decided to finally break itself all the way in, and yeah, it's pretty dirty. So it's doing really well. So let me go ahead and take this off of here, off my stand, and switch. I have that ability to switch over now. So I'm really cool now with, I guess, whatever shit I have for my phone. But yeah, so the Canik is doing very well. It's been a while since I was able to shoot it, and if you don't get out and train, your skills are going to diminish really fast. And literally, if you don't shoot at least once or twice a month, I suggest at least twice a month, or at least what I would prefer once a week, then your skills are going to diminish. So you got to get out there and train. At first, I was sloppy with some of my shots, but I was able to put a triangle on a target, or on the target I was shooting at, and hold on. I was shooting at 25 yards at the little triangle. And the triangle is probably about the size of a CD. No, I say about the size of this. You're pro, so it's about the size of your heart, roughly about the size of your heart. So I was shooting a triangle or a target this size at 25 yards, and I was in the zone every single time. So if I'm able to add a picture to this, I'm going to try it right here. We'll go from there. So now with that picture, if I'm able to get it on there, you'll see the picture's at 25 yards, and it's dead on. So I love this gun. So anything else that I want to do to it? Not really. I do want to get a custom barrel for it. I know it already has a match grade type barrel, but I want something different. I don't know if I like the magwell. This gaudy ass magwell. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm not certain if I really need it. I mean, with the extended magazine, it's a must. So, but yeah, it's a great shooting gun for the upgrades that you can put onto it. And yeah, you can see how dirty the trigger is. Isn't that cool? So, but yeah, The new recoil spring did really well after it finally broke in. I had to change my my gripping a little bit. So I'm not certain. I have such long thumbs, so it's probably causing that issue. But I don't have that problem with my Beretta. I don't have a problem with that with my 5.7. These little extension pieces that's here, it's so rattly. It's so weird. The trigger itself is phenomenal. So the trigger, no problems with. The mag release, again, I had to get rid of because I was dropping mags when I was using this. And then that flared piece there for your slide, it tends to get in the way. So as a competition shooter, they would love this. For a person as an everyday carry, I would see it as a problem because things that protrude on a gun tends to hang shit up. And when you're in a dire need of stuff, or in a situation where you're in a dire need of protection, having things protrude is bad. So I'm just going to have to train a little bit more for not keeping my thumb near that so it doesn't lock the slide back. And the recoil impulse with the other ammunition, it's pretty intense. I mean, for a 9mm, the recoil impulse is intense with that ammunition. So with the new recoil spring in here, it's not as bad, but with the factory recoil spring, it was hurting the gun. So, and something with the polymer lower, you don't want to use plus P ammunition because it'll hurt it. So that's why with the Beretta, it can handle it all day long. But with something that's so fragile like these, I tend not to want to use them as much. But now since I have the ability to, I can, and I'm going to use it. So, but we'll see. So, either way, this is Twan, your real world shooter, or your World War Pew Pew. Signing off. Bye.